So your little one has made it to 5 months. Congratulations on keeping another human alive for 5 months so far. It's hard. In this video, I am going to cover a couple of different 5-month milestones for your little one based on the Ages and Stages Questionnaire. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Ginny. I am a certified teacher, doctoral student, and mom of 2 girls, Alice, who is 23 months, and Mina, who is 6 months old. And in this video, I'm actually going to give you a couple of activities to do with your child and also some milestones to look for and work on this month for your 5-month-old. My activities are broken down into 5 sections, the same sections that are on the Ages and Stages Questionnaire, which is a developmental screener used to track any developmental delays in children. So those 5 areas are communication, gross motor, fine motor, personal social, and problem solving. In each of those areas, I'm going to give you 2 to 3 suggestions on things to look for with your child, or also activities to do with your child or encourage them. So let's start with the first one, which is communication. The first communication skill that you're going to be working on with your child is actually copying sounds, specifically da, ga, ka, and ma. So kind of those hard consonant ah sounds. What I like to do with Mina is when she makes any sound, I will mimic her or make a sound like these different sounds. I will even sometimes mouth these particular syllables to her. So I'll say ma, 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 Mina. Eventually she will learn the mouth shape for the ma sound. Amusingly enough, something else that you can model for your child at 5 months is blowing raspberries. Raspberries, if you don't know, are this sound. It's also a very good early speech tool for children because it demonstrates control of the mouth. Also, you know, your 5-month-old will think it's hilarious. So the second communication skill that you should be working on this month is looking towards a loud sound. Now, when I practice this with Mina, I don't ever want to scare her or startle her. So usually I'll do it as a game of peekaboo, and I will hide myself somewhere, say boo, and then see if she looks towards my loud sound of saying boo. Whatever way you want to do it, you can also stand on the side of them and clap loudly and see if they look towards the sound, but you're looking to see that your child is looking towards the sound that they just heard if it's a loud sound. I know for sure that it's working for Mina because I have a very mouthy Australian Shepherd that barks all the time, and she definitely looks towards the loud sound of my dog. The next area that we're going to talk about is those gross motor skills. Those are those whole body movements or motions, and it's really the stepping stone to get to walking eventually. The first gross motor milestone that you should be working on this month is lots of tummy time, and specifically looking for your child to push up off of their arms and kind of pick their chest up off of the floor. So what I will do with Mina is I will set her down for tummy time, and organically they will eventually start pushing themselves up. If they need a little bit of support while trying to do this, you can always stick a tiny little pillow underneath their chest and monitor them while they keep their arms up. I find though that Mina didn't need a pillow, and I would recommend just giving them lots of time for tummy time. Put interesting things in front of them that make them want to push up and look a little bit closer. Specifically, something that would be helpful is getting a mirror like this one. This is the one that we have. It's a baby Einstein mirror, really affordable, and you just stick it down in front of them and I can guarantee you they will be entertained for a little bit. The second gross motor milestone that you're going to work on this month is actually leaning on hands while sitting. Easy way to practice this is to sit your child up with them in your lap and see if they will basically sit in a tripod pose to hold themselves up. The more they are comfortable practicing this, the more likely it is that they will be able to hold themselves up this way. Now, what I will usually do with Mina is I will put my hand on her chest and not necessarily hold her unless I feel pressure from her weight. And then of course I will hold her up to make sure that she's not going to topple over. But it's really more there as a safety net to make sure that she has that balance and the security of knowing she's not going to fall over. The next area that we're going to talk about are fine motor skills. Fine motor skills are things that you typically do with your hands and require precision to do. So the first fine motor skill that you're looking for this month is your child being able to grasp a toy with 2 hands. They should be able to take the same toy and use both hands on that same toy. Before, it had been transferring the toy from one hand to another, but now we're looking for them to be able to use both hands to hold on to a toy. I find a really good toy to practice this with is those ring teethers. I'll put a picture of one over here that I would recommend. This is the one that Mina really likes and that we tend to use with her a lot. This is a newbie teether and it's a little bit malleable, so I find that she likes the fact that it's squishy and she can put it in her mouth. And you're gonna need a lot of teethers. The next fine motor skill that you're going to be working on this month is picking up an object about the size of a pea. So something fairly small. I would recommend doing this with food because then it's okay if they put it in their mouth, and also something that's the size of a pea, if it's not something that's food, is a potential choking hazard. So you want to be careful with the things that you give them. I will usually do this when I am feeding Mina her solids. So I will give her a teeny tiny little piece of whatever it is that she's eating for solids and see if she can actually pick it up. Now it is challenging, especially considering the fact that it's the size of a pea. It's pretty small. So it will take some practice, and it's okay if they don't know how to do it yet, but that is something that you can work on with your child, is being able to pick up something that is the size of a pea. Another idea that might make you feel more comfortable if you're worried about potential choking is getting one of those bead mazes and seeing if your child is able to grasp an individual bead on the bead maze, but you knowing the fact that they can't actually put it in their mouth. So that might be a helpful way for you to practice it too, is using a bead maze and seeing if your child can grasp an individual bead. So how I would probably do this is I would slide all the other beads away from that one bead that you want them to try to grab, and then see if they can grab that bead. So that's another idea for something that is not a potential choking risk while you practice this. The next set of skills we're going to talk about is problem solving. And there are 2 areas that you're going to be looking for this month and working on this month. The first one that's problem solving is looking for a dropped toy. Some easy way to do this is usually I will sit Mina in my lap and I will let her have a toy, and within a few seconds, typically, she will have dropped one on one side or the other of my legs. So you're really looking to see if they will actually turn their heads and look towards the direction where they dropped the toy. As an alternative, if your little one holds on for dear life to toys, you can always hold a toy out in front of you while you have your child in your lap and drop the toy and see if they will look towards that dropped toy that you just dropped in front of them. This one is a pretty fun one to practice, and I find that it kind of organically happens as you hand your child toys. Inevitably, 5 months old, they drop a lot of toys. The other skill that you're going to be working on under problem solving is picking up a toy and bringing it to their mouth. This one you probably will be no stranger to, or you won't be a stranger to it next month as they start teething and drooling. Most everything that your child picks up will wind up in their mouth, so be careful what they pick up. I like to have a myriad of teethers that my daughter Mina can choose from to pick up and put in her mouth. Ones that are fairly chunky are usually easier for her to grasp with her hands, so any sort of assortment of toys that also double as teethers will be beneficial, not only for this working on putting things in their mouth, but eventually will help them out too with keeping those gums from hurting them too much. I have a whole shelf in my fridge that I stick all of the teethers in, and we just keep them cold at fridge temperature. You want to be careful about putting anything in the freezer because it can actually burn their mouth, but we keep a drawer full of cold teethers so that we can switch them out whenever we need to and have Mina have something to pick up off of the ground but also soothe her gums. The last area that we are going to talk about skills in is personal social skills. The first one of these is looking for your child patting at or smiling at a mirror. So what I will tend to do with Mina is right after she gets her bath, I will sit her down on the ledge in front of our bathroom mirror and smile and let her look at herself, and also pat the mirror if she's interested in doing that. If you have a mirror like the Baby Einstein one that I mentioned earlier, that's another option that you can use too. But if you don't have one, you probably have a bathroom mirror, and you can sit your child in front of the bathroom mirror and let them interact with themselves maybe after bath time, because in theory you'll be in the bathroom anyway. I know we all have really busy lives, so I try to find ways to practice these skills that are not going to disrupt your whole day. The other part of personal social that you're looking for is your child reaching for out of reach toys. Place a toy maybe on a table in front of you and see if your child will actually reach out to try to grab it. Something else that I will do sometimes is I will strap Mina into her little bouncer chair. I will set a bucket of toys next to her and see if she will reach out for those out of reach toys that are in the bucket that are interesting to her. There's a lot of different ways that you can work on the out of reach toys, and honestly you can work on it kind of in conjunction with dropping the toys too. So if you drop a toy in front of your child, does your child actually try to reach for it and grab it? Not just follow it with their eyes, but also reach for it and grab it. That's a good way to practice 2 of those different skills at the same time. I hope you are having so much fun with your 5-month-old. I love this age. It's like you finally start to get a little bit of your child's personality come out around 5 months, and they're so smiley and laughing, and it's just a really fun age. I've loved watching Mina start to be able to sit up and interact with toys and kind of watch those wheels turn in her brain. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I do all sorts of parenting, new mom content, and also I have an entire playlist that I'll link right up here of all of the developmental milestones month by month. I hope this was helpful for you, and I will see you next time. Take care.